Hi everybody, we're going to write absolute value equations or inequalities according to the graph. I have 6 graphs here that we will be working on, and you should have already watched the previous video writing equations in vertex form and drawing the graphs. So we have a graph here, and right away I noticed that my vertex here is my x is -2, my y is 4, and then I have to figure out my slope. We're going down 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. So my slope equals 4, -4, and it's also opening downward. So your equation's going to be, we'll use function notation, f of x equals -4 times x minus a -2 times the absolute value of x minus a -2 plus 4. And then just fix this up a little bit. Equals -4 times the absolute value of x plus 2 plus 4. Alright, the next one, I notice my vertex is at -1, 3. My slope is 1, because we're going up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. So my slope is 1 and we're opening up. So my graph, my equation is going to be f of x equals, my slope is +1, so you don't need to write the 1. That's just going to be x minus a -1 plus 3. And I'm going to clean that up. F of x equals the absolute value of x plus 1 plus 3. Okay, next one. Now this is inequality. So right here, this blue stuff here is shading. This is supposed to be shaded on the top over it, and it's an inequality. So the first thing I want to do is find my vertex, which is -4, 2. It's opening down. What's my slope? My slope is -1. And so I'm going to write f of x, and generally we're going to change this. I'm just going to write it normally. Equals -1 times the absolute value. I'll go ahead and put the plus here. Plus 4 plus 2. Now, since it's an inequality, I have to change this. And we're shading on top. Since we're shading above the graph, that means our equality is greater than or equal to. And it can equal it because this line right here, these lines, the graph itself is solid. This is a solid line right here. All right? Okay, the next one. My vertex is 1, 1. My slope is 1 as well. So we're just going to write f of x equals absolute value of x minus 1 plus 1. You know, the 1, there's your slope that goes there, but you don't write that down because it's redundant. All right, and I think this is the next one. This is going to be inequality. I have my vertex at 2, 3, and the slope, we're going down 6 and then to the right by 1. And since it's opening down, it's a negative slope. So my slope is -6. And also we're shading down. So if you put your pen anywhere on the graph and you shade down, we're shading in this area. So that means we're going to write less than. Okay. It's less than my slope, -6. Let me scoot this over on this side because I have more room. Right over here. So f of x is less than -6 times the absolute value of x minus 2 plus 3. We don't put the equal here. We don't put an equal there because our lines of our graph are dashed. That means it doesn't equal it. If the line was solid, then we would put the equal as well. And then the last one, our vertex is 1, -1. Our slope is 1. It's an inequality because I have this shading going on here. So my equation is going to be f of x is less than or equal to, because this is a solid line right in here. This is solid. So less than or equal to 1. We don't have to put the 1. X minus 1, absolute value x minus 1 plus 1. And that is all. The next thing we're going to do is graph absolute values in one dimension. And then we're going to move on to solving.